It's my honor and privilege to welcome you to a special afternoon. This is an afternoon of transformation. All of us have so much power within us. So today, to be able to bring that infinite power to each one's, full control to ensure transformation happens. We've kept this global transformation series with Maitribodh Parivaar. Today we have Ujjay Dadaji joining us. I'd like to welcome him. He's the head of the Maitribodh Parivaar and really doesn't need an introduction. So first of all, I'd like to welcome Maitreya Dadashreeji. He calls himself, Maitreya means a friend. He is a divine friend of all of us. So I'd like to welcome Maitreya Dadashreeji first of all. Then I'd like to welcome Angakkorsuaq. He's a traditional healer, storyteller and carrier of the Qilaut, Winddrum. I'd also like to welcome Chima, who's a fitness trainer and a fitness icon based in the UK. He's helped set up Kris Gethin gyms in India. Welcome, Jug. I'd like to welcome Manish Mishra of the BJYM Delhi. Ritu Malhotra, who's an entrepreneur. She's the CEO of EzySpit. And last but not the least, Mr. Rais Shaikh, who's the SPMLA and a spokesperson. Let me start by welcoming Dadashreeji. And, as his title says, he's a divine friend and friends guide. Friends lead you towards transformation. They provide you the tools, they provide you the spark to get that transformation going. So first of all, grateful to all of you that you joined, and we'd like to play a video to give you an introduction into Maitreya Dadashreeji. So if we can play the video first.
At the foothills of the Bhima Shankar Mountains, in the serene valley of a remote village in Maharashtra, exists the energy center of the world. Maitri Center of Transcendence and Transformation. The founder, visionary, and guiding light of this energy center is Maitreya Dadashreeji, who has been instrumental in ushering all of humanity into the golden age, a new era of universal love and peace. In 2006, Mahavatar Babaji appeared before him and disclosed, "My consciousness is within you to help our mission of Maitri as the love incarnate." Realizing the ultimate truth, he gifted the teaching, "The cause of suffering is the lack of love," to the world. He introduced the path of Maitri, which is the state of love for the divine, where the consciousness expands to integrate all as one. A transformational pioneer, he began the Maitri mission with the establishment of the Maitribodh Parivaar in 2013. The Maitribodh Parivaar, a family of friends, is a socio-spiritual organization which offers spiritual workshops called Bodh, Maitri Light, which is a prayer and healing process, and profound meditative practice called Maitri Sambodh Dhyan. Through the groundbreaking divine energy transfer process called Shakti Prava, he is transforming human minds with promising results proved by a pilot scientific study with the help of MRI, SPECT scans, and neuropsychology. Maitreya Dadashreeji believes that if there is anything highest in one's life, it is the joy of serving others. As a social reformer, he started many projects to improve the state of man, from regular blood donation camps, empowering women with vocational training in villages, to setting up schools for underprivileged children, to name a few. His efforts have helped millions across the country. Recognizing the need of guiding and empowering the youth, He set up the Youth for Global Peace and Transformation, where self-development workshops and social activities are undertaken. A global humanitarian, Dadashreeji inspires the Maitri family for global transformation to help bring humanity together through initiatives in which people from across 70 countries have taken part. Initiating a global movement called Worldwide Transformation Program, he has invited all spiritual leaders and change makers of the world to recognize this need of the hour and join him in spreading this message ahead. With humble beginnings, his relentless efforts through global initiatives have led millions on the path of transformation as he continues to spread love and peace so as to realize his vision of establishing one world, one family.
Thank you so much. Kudos to you, Dadashreeji, for creating this awakening. And thank you for being here today to bless us and to take us on a path of transformation. I'd like to invite you to enlighten us and take us through this path of transformation.
Namaste, everyone. It was lovely. I loved this introductory video, and I appreciate everyone joined this discussion today on the topic of transformation. What I felt, internally in my heart, give your best. Whatever you have received, the best in life, give it to others. And last 20 years, I was in my own journey of transformation. But during this pandemic period, mainly during this COVID time, things changed rapidly for all of us, in fact. And that's where we felt that we should come forward and let others also participate in this process of transformation. Let them know about this, that what is this transformation we are talking about and why world needs this. So I'm not doing anything special or different in that way, but I feel that everyone should experiment once, explore this. What is this platform? What is this transformation? What will happen with me? What is it going to do with me and others for the world? During this last, 7 to 8 months, when we all of a sudden saw this COVID-19 event, it came as a shocker, and it was not a sweet, shock, but it was, not that good. People were little in confusion and not aware of what to do, how to proceed ahead. It was definitely an unprecedented event, and for current lot of this population, it was difficult to go through it. We couldn't fathom it well at the beginning, but at the end, humanity managed to accommodate itself with this new change. But remarkable thing that I noticed during this event, that COVID-19 helped us to realize our weaknesses and strengths both. It wasn't limited only to physical body. We know that it impacted a lot to all of us. But there is something that we got to know about ourselves. People had both, mixed kinds of experiences throughout this last 7 to 8 months. Somewhere it was negative, wherein people, they said, mentally depressed or emotionally broken, spiritually stuck. Many had financial crises, or some had relationship issues. List of all these adverse outcomes continues. Others also had, few of our friends, and many of you must have seen positive change also within you. but overall it was a damaging deed in society. So what we do now, how are we going to look at this pandemic? Is it just one single isolated event for humanity to face, or are we expecting something new to come, or are we used to this, like let such events come and let us go through it, face as it is. But we felt, let us change our perspective towards it. Rather than treating this as an event, see this as an outcome of our action. The moment you look at this in this way, you start identifying the cause behind this. What we are doing now, kind of campaigning happening or awareness programs you must have seen in your regions wherever you are, it is focusing on preventing next future threat. What to do next if it happens, then what we should do. But nobody's focusing on the cause of it, that why this happened, and what do we do now here onwards so that we do not see this again. And that's where we need transformation, because transformation directly focuses on the issue, the core problem. It identifies that underlying problematic factors and slowly changes it into positive things, into divine things. It gives you freedom, it gives you joy, it gives you peace. So unless we move towards this cause, nothing is going to change around us. So this thought of, heard this many times, transform yourself, change yourself. We keep repeating this, and it has, kind of sounds as cliche that okay, this is just very random words that we keep hearing from so many speakers and masters, but nobody is in fact understanding what is this transformation. We have spent almost 20 years in the same topic, transformation. Nothing else we did. We just tried to understand how the human mind is, how it functions. That's the only thing we were doing. And this is the right time where we felt that let people also share the same what we have experienced. And you don't have to do anything for it. You just need to get prepared. It is just, you just have to say yes to this, and nothing more is required. So it's not something that you have to, get up early in the morning and you just have to follow some rituals. It is entirely your choice, your freedom. It's a process of becoming a better being. You just need to become a better being. That's it. Nothing more than that we expect from you. We're not telling you that you have to follow a particular form of a god, or you need to change your belief or faith. Just be the way you are, but every day make an effort from your side to improve yourself. This is the only request we keep telling people. And if you feel the need of our guidance, that you need something from us, we are there to help you. But you need to first realize this fact that we have to do something now onwards to change ourselves, to experience transformation in our life. Unless we do it, nothing is going to change. We just keep talking about it, and nothing will change. As if, we are getting ready to fall off the cliff, or we are getting ready towards abundance. Either of these. So we can't, keep ourselves or isolate ourselves from all these happenings. If we have, maybe we have money or power, people recognize you, so you can, sustain yourself for a longer period of time. But I would still say that in this last, pandemic, we have realized money, power, recognition, your name is not going to help you. It won't guarantee you your life. You have to get ready by yourself, internally, externally. Unless that happens, things will never ever change. So I feel that all of us need to come together as one single force and start, impacting people around you, society, communities around you, and let people experience this transformation within them and out. Very simple act, and nothing more is required. So all of you together, just come forward, do something, and let people experience some better things through you. And everyone, as I said, mainly from youth also, if they come forward and they have fresh energies, and they can in fact participate into this and help, they can create better world. In fact, if you're happy with this current world, then let it be as it is. Then it's your choice. If you're not happy with this current world, then do something about it. It's not, you just don't need to leave things as it is. If you sense something is wrong happening, then do something about it. Transformation begins, as an intuition or insight or a profound realization, and then that process slowly, start spreading throughout your consciousness, and that becomes your personal truth. For an example, if you don't like someone throwing garbage here and there, and people they show their displeasure towards it, they complain about it, but very few of them they act towards it. They take initiative because they have seen this it impacted them profoundly, and that change occurred within them, and then slowly influenced others to follow them. So I would say that if you feel anything internally, then this should happen wherever you are, and take a step. Not wait for someone else to start and then join. Do it from your side. So we just want to inspire everyone. We just want to motivate everyone that walk this path of transformation. It is the need of the hour. So let us everyone come together and help everyone around you.
Thank you, Dadashreeji, for that beautiful message of starting the journey to transformation. You're right that the last 8-9 months have shown us that what matters is how we feel, and how we feel depends on the karma that we do, the joy we bring to others, the joy we share with others. And you're right that we have to see what has happened in the last 8-9 months as a consequences of our actions before that. So it is a time to course correct. It is a time to transform ourselves. And you're right, today by being here and blessing us, you're providing us that spark, you're providing us that initiation of transforming ourselves. I just want to ask you one question before I bring Mr. Rais, Ahmed, and Manish ji into the conversation. All of us are too busy chasing materialistic goals, and that goals can be whatever, it can be money, it can be following on social media. How do we figure out that this is our ikigai, this is our calling? How does one discover one's purpose and one's mission? Is there a playbook to discovering one's mission? How did you discover your mission of helping people, of transforming people? Maitre Dadashreeji?
Yeah, I couldn't get you. Could you please repeat it again?
I said, how does one discover one's purpose, one's ikigai, and how did you discover your purpose of helping other people transform?
Yeah, see, many people do ask this question to us, what's the purpose of life, or what shall we do, to identify or to, navigate yourself to these, various paths of life. Best thing that one can do, express yourself. Just express yourself. Do not get into the definition of what is the purpose of my life and how complex that would be or how simple that would be. But first thing, just express yourself. Your heart knows the truth. Your heart knows the purpose of your life. So do not complicate it with many ideas that you hear from here and there. Just do what you feel like doing. Through that only you will arrive to a right end or right purpose of your life. And once you do it, you are there. So for me also, this is how it happened. I just followed my heart. I haven't gone through some scriptures or religious books. I didn't read those so many books, spiritual books. I was reading myself. I was going within myself, and I took time to understand my own internal state. When I was exploring, these various, ways to know the truth, and the moment I realized it, that this is what truth is, let us everyone realize it. Let us everyone experience it. So to understand the purpose of your life, I would say just flow with it. Do what you feel is right at that moment. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is absolutely right all the time. But what you feel at that moment, just do it. If you know that you are not causing harm to anyone, you're not hurting anyone, then just do it. This will help you to realize, the purpose of your life.
Thank you so much. We'll come back to you and carry on this spark of transformation to other panelists. Let me bring in Mr. Rais Shaikh, who's a Samajwadi Party MLA and a spokesperson. Mr. Shaikh, what is your idea of transformation?
Firstly, thank you very much for this opportunity to be on the panel and talk about more real things in the world than politics. I was hearing Dadashreeji very carefully. What I feel is, as Dadashreeji said, we have to look within. And this time of pandemic has brought us together, has brought the real face of humanity. I think for anybody today, the purpose is to help others. We all have learned, I say in South Mumbai, we have big apartments, good quality of life. But at the end of the day, we have realized that what remains is the kindness that you offer everybody. And this pandemic, we all came out in big numbers, supported the poorest of poor in whatever form we could. And this certainly has helped us to look inside. Every religion, even my religion, teaches me few basic things. And that is compassion, kindness, and mutual respect. So if you are asking me, what is my idea of transformation, I would say what Dadashreeji said. If you are sure about what you are, you will flow by, the process. Your life will be, doing the right thing at all the moment, because you will just flow by it. When I work among communities who are very deprived, I feel I'm just doing what I want to do. This is what the flow is. So I think transformation is just being yourself, looking within, just doing what you believe, and keeping no goals. First of all, if you don't have an agenda, if you don't have goals, you achieve the larger goal of serving the mankind.
Okay, Mr. Shaikh, coming from a politician, that's very profound. And, I'm not cynical about politicians. I keep saying politicians are also normal people. They just have an, extraordinary job to do. So
thank you.
That's really all right. You built on Maitreya Dadashreeji's message of expressing yourself, and by expressing yourself and just by being yourself, you will discover what each one of you needs to discover, and that sets you on a path of transformation. मनीष मिश्रा जी, मैं आपको इस संवाद में लाना चाहूंगा, और आप युवाओं के प्रतिनिधि हैं यहाँ पे। अगर हम ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन की बात करें तो इस देश का, इस धरती का ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन तभी हो सकता है जब युवा पीढ़ी उस ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन में जुड़ जाए। तो मनीष मिश्रा जी, मैं आपकी टिप्पणी चाहूंगा।
सर्वप्रथम मैं महाराज जी के चरणों में अपना प्रणाम अर्पित करता हूँ, क्योंकि बड़े भाग्य से ये मनुष्य का जन्म होता है, और उससे भी अधिक भाग्यशाली जब वह व्यक्ति होता है तो उसे संतों का मार्गदर्शन मिलता है। जैसे आपने पूछा था अभी महाराज जी से कि हम कैसे तय करें कि हमको इस काम के लिए यह काम करना है, तो महाराज जी ने बड़े भाव से कहा कि जो आपके आत्मा की आवाज हो, जो आपके हृदय में निकले, वही कार्य कीजिए, और इसके अलावा कुछ नहीं। मैं बताना चाहता हूँ कि हमें 3 चीजों पर कार्य करने की आवश्यकता है। पहली चीज जो है कि हमें ईश्वर ने एक चेतावनी दी कि हमें आज यह समझने की आवश्यकता है कि हम प्रकृति के साथ खिलवाड़ कितना किए जा रहे हैं। हम सिर्फ जो है उसको पल्यूट करते जा रहे हैं, हम पेड़ काटते जा रहे हैं, हम नदियों को गंदा करते जा रहे हैं, हम नदियों में नाला मिलाते जा रहे हैं, और हम प्रकृति को सिर्फ उपभोग की वस्तु समझ रहे हैं, जबकि प्रकृति का उपभोग के साथ साथ प्रकृति का संरक्षण हमारे धर्म में बताया गया है। हमारे धर्म में हमारे जितने भी संत महामुनि हुए हैं, उन्होंने हमें बार बार कहा है, सेवा परमो धर्म, मनुष्य का एक दूसरे के साथ सेवा का काम करना। एक दूसरे को, अगर मेरे पास खाने के लिए 2 रोटी है तो हमारी व्यवस्था, हमारे जीवन जीने की जो पद्धति है उसमें कहा गया है कि उसे मिल बांट कर खाएं। आज पूरा विश्व एक संक्रमण के दौर से गुजर रहा है। वह संक्रमण क्या है? वह कल्चरल संक्रमण है, वह सांस्कृतिक संक्रमण है। उस सांस्कृतिक संक्रमण में मनुष्य 2 तरफ भाग रहा है। एक, हम भौतिकवादी अधिक हो गए हैं। अधिक भौतिकवादी होने के कारण से हम अपने मूलत्व को छोड़ते जा रहे हैं। जैसे कि गुरुजी ने बताया कि इस महामारी के दौरान बहुत लोगों ने अपनी आत्महत्या कर ली, वो इस महामारी के दौरान डिप्रेशन में चले गए, बहुत सारे उनको कठिनाइयां झेलनी पड़ी। उसके पीछे जो मूल वजह है, हमने परिवार नामक जो संस्था थी उसको खत्म कर दिया। हम मोबाइलवादी बन गए, हम जो है भौतिकवादी होते चले गए। पहले हमारी दादी, हमारा संपूर्ण परिवार एक दूसरे के साथ रहता था, एक दूसरे से बड़े भावनात्मक भाव जुड़े रहते थे, जो कि आजकल के समाज में वह खत्म हो चुका है। कुटुंब परंपरा खत्म हो गई है। आवश्यकता है हमें उस कुटुंब परंपरा को दोबारा जीवित करने की आवश्यकता है। हमें प्रकृति के साथ प्रकृति को उपभोग की वस्तु ना समझ करके प्रकृति के साथ जीवन जीने की आवश्यकता है। हमें अपनी पुरानी जो परंपरा है उस पर वापस लौट करके एक बार पुनः अपने आप को अवलोकित करने की कि क्या हमें भौतिकवादी बनना है या आध्यात्मिकवादी बनना है। विवेकानंद जी का मैं एक छोटा सा उदाहरण देना चाहता हूँ। विवेकानंद जी ने पूरे भारत में उत्तर पूरब से पश्चिम, उत्तर से दक्षिण घूम करके, जब वो विदेशों में भी जा करके मातृत्व भाव जो गुरुजी ने कहा कि गुरु जो वीडियो में चलाया आप लोगों ने कि गुरुजी अपने आप को कहते हैं एक मित्र। जैसे कृष्ण ने भी अर्जुन को जो उपदेश दिया जीवन का, वो भी एक मित्र के रूप में दिया। उसी प्रकार ने विवेकानंद जी ने पूरे विश्व को एक वसुधा और अपना एक कुटुंब मान करके पूरे विश्व को स्वीकार किया। आज आवश्यकता है हमें वसुधैव कुटुंबकम की उस परंपरा में वापस जाने की और तमाम लोगों को सेवा ही परमो धर्म और प्रकृति के साथ प्राकृतिक जीवन जीने की और आगे बढ़ने की। धन्यवाद।
शुक्रिया मनीष जी। You rightly guided us on the path of going beyond profits, thinking about people, thinking about purpose, thinking about the planet. You're right. Friendship is the highest form of love, they say, and friendship can lead to companionship, and it can lead to a conversation that can change lives. You're right. Let me bring in Chima. Good to see you after a long time. The last 9 months have told us the value of discipline and fitness, because both lead to immunity, both in the mind and the body. Give us a sense of how do you see the message of transformation as Maitreya Dadashreeji has shared with us.
Firstly, thank you very much for having me. It's a great honor to be sitting amongst such great personalities. I totally agree. Any kind of transformation, whether it be a mind transformation or a physical transformation, they all start from within. And you have to understand what your goals are and how important those goals are. So in today's very difficult times, people had a lot more time on their hands than they usually have. And what we actually start to realize is we appreciate those things that we took for granted. Our freedom, going to the gym, and anything else, meeting friends and family. And when those privileges are taken away from you, that's when you actually understand their true values. So right now, everybody is worried about their well-being, which should have been their number one priority anyway. But when times were normal, if you asked an average person, what is your number one priority or what's your list of priorities? Health would normally fall on the lower end of the list. First would be money, kids, family, wife, etc. But ultimately, if you don't have your health and well-being, then nothing else is really relevant. If you want to be there for your family, you need to be fit and healthy to be able to support them. And as you rightly say, right now the biggest concern is immunity. And if you are fit and healthy and you have good habits, then you will have a stronger immunity, and you'll not just be able to fight the coronavirus or have a better chance of fighting the coronavirus, but you'll be able to fight any kind of virus and live longer.
Thank you, Jack, for being so, specific and positive. You're right. The transformation starts from an individual, and if you look after your body, possibly you'll be able to look after everyone in your family, in your community, in the society. So transformation starts with an individual. Once you're able to transform yourself, you can kind of take that message to others. Let me bring in Ritu Malhotra. Ritu, you're a young entrepreneur. Tell us, does the thought of transformation sound heavy, or it's something that you're practicing in your real life? You'll have to unmute yourself.
It gives me a great pleasure to be here this afternoon. Today, Dadashreeji has enlightened us with his elevated spiritual knowledge, and it was an illuminating experience for us. So, I used to assume that meditation and spiritual transformation is all about sort of stopping thoughts and getting rid of emotions, somehow controlling the mind, but actually, it's quite different from that. So, spiritual transformation offers us the opportunity, the potential to step back and get a different perspective to see that things aren't always as they appear. So, we can't change every little thing that happens to us in life, but we can change the way we experience it. So, that's the potential of spiritual transformation. I meditate regularly, so spirituality has helped me choose my thoughts and create my feelings irrespective of the situation. So I believe information is food for our mind, and how we nourish our mind with spiritual knowledge affects our emotional health, and these emotions influences our food choices for body. So my go-to mantra for transformation in this fast-paced information highway is feast of healthy information and fast for unhealthy information.
Thank you so much. You have been able to convey your thoughts very lucidly and with clarity. I want to bring in, we have the benefit having Maitreya Dadashreeji's presence, and let us utilize that well. Maitreya Dadashreeji, you heard each of the panelists make their unique contributions to the thought process of transformation. Would you like to comment on any thoughts that you heard just after you spoke?
Yeah. First, first to our esteemed panelists from different parties, Rais ji and Manish ji, I in fact was impressed seeing their comments, because without political will, it's going to be difficult to start or make an impact of transformation. And this actually assures us that yes, positivity can be established from all aspects of society, from all sectors of society. So first, I'd like to thank both of them for showing their concern towards social transformation, for spiritual transformation, and keep doing what you are doing. At the same time, Jagji mentioned about physical health, mentally fit and physically fit, that gives you a better immunity. So that definitely helps, because even for spiritual transformation, you need your body to be fit, and that's why we have yogas. In Indian culture, we talk about yogas, and the purpose of yogas is to align your energies, align your all bodily energies, and that helps you to move towards experiencing spiritual transformation. Now, spiritual transformation is not an imagination. It is it's not a concept. It is something you can experience it. It is an experiential reality. That's why we say it's biological transformation. You can, see it scientifically, that yes, this is what I am experiencing within me, and I can see it in the lab report. That's how it's going to be. So without biological transformation, there is no spiritual transformation. At the same time, spiritual transformation cannot be there without biological transformation. So it goes hand in hand. So I really appreciate people when, it's not losing weight or gaining weight, it's about being fit. And that's what Jagji mentioned. So I really appreciate that, he carries that, expert knowledge, and through him, definitely many other souls will be enlightened. And at the same time, Rituji, she mentioned about, going, it's not about running away from thoughts or trying to suppress your, thoughts or emotions. It's about, expressing yourself, to understand who am I and what is my role and how do I, execute myself here onwards. So spiritual transformation gives you that freedom. It makes you the way you are. It wants you to be the natural, best version of yours. It doesn't want you to change to a state wherein you are not able to relate with yourself. So through this spiritual transformation, you become you. You become truly you. And then it gives you immense amount of freedom. And then you explore life, you experiment with things, and you're ready to take challenge. So I'm really impressed with all four of our personalities, and they really, made me feel that, there are good people like them, and they can actually really help others also to experience transformation. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you for being the inspiration and the kind of person behind this transformation. Today's thoughts of transformation that you are kind of seeding in lots of professionals and individuals' mind will bear fruits in the future. We also have a message from Angaangak ji. He couldn't join, today in person, but he did record a message for the audience and for all of us to see. So I'd request Deepak to play the video recording of Angaangak ji, so we can have the benefits of his thoughts.
My name is Angaangak, and it means the man who looks like his uncle. I'm from the very top of the world in a country called Greenland, Qilaut, which means the land of the people. On my land is the big ice, the biggest ice in the northern hemisphere. And she has been melting really badly since 1963. And you were asking me about the conditions of the environment in general, seen from our point of view, or our point of view from the far north. Yes, it is not good. It does not promise good for anybody, because we really have forgotten how to take care of that earth we live on. We have not done very good. We are supposed to be the caretakers and custodians of Mother Earth, what's on her and within her. And we didn't do good. How? I did not voice my concerns loud enough to the world because nobody listened to them, which really is sad in my view, and very sad in the elders' view that nobody listened. We had a chance to do something about it, but now the chance is gone. Now the things are going to get just worse and worse and worse. Countries like the United States or most of North America, Central North America, they will run out of water. The land of the people of the sand of North Africa and Saudi Arabia and Iraq and Iran, and they will run out of water, including a very big part of India, which is really sad because none can live without the water. The humans, the animals, the plants, and the minerals. We cannot live without water. So conditions are not good. It doesn't promise anything good for us because we did not do anything about it. We knew about it, but it was somebody else's issue. So, and now you ask, what does this mean for the world? Of course, first of all, the ocean is rising. And for every millimeter rising of the ocean, 10 times more, that 10 millimeters, the waves will become bigger. So when the storm comes and it brings 1 meter of waves, then it will become 10 meters. So it doesn't look very good for us. And people of India, the Bangladesh and Cambodians and Singaporeans and Vietnamese, and they will suffer tremendously because of the rising of the ocean, caused by the melting of the big ice on my land, and of course in Antarctica. So,
thank you so much. I think we got the gist of his message. He was basically extolling us to look after the environment. Our planet is our responsibility, and if we take care of our planet, and he was explaining how small ecological changes can have big impact on each one's land and what happens to us. I want to get one quick comment from everyone before I bring in Maitreya Dadashreeji again. Let me start with Ritu this time. Ritu, what will you do in your capacity to be able to, help other people transform? And what are you doing to transform yourself? First of all, do you think you need to transform yourself? I'll have to request. We can't hear Ritu, so I'd like to bring in Dadashreeji again. Maitreya, Dadashreeji, how does one know that he or she is ready for transformation?
See, it's very easy. If you are alive, you are able to breathe in and out, so you are perfectly ready for transformation.
That means
That's the
all of
only
us have to transform.
yeah, that's the only criteria. Who is eligible for it? Anyone who is alive and able to breathe, he can go for it. Apart from that, if you see something abnormal within you, not abnormal in a way that something which not routinely see within yourself, chronic depression or sleep disturbance, constant worry within, uncontrolled anger, this is something that you need to immediately give attention to. If you still keep avoiding this, then it's going to exaggerate, and some severe consequences can follow. So I would say that anyone who is going through this, please reach out to anyone else who is around you, but they need transformation at the earliest. Apart from that, if you are exploring life, if you want to know more about yourself, then this is the best path to be in, because it doesn't demand anything from you. No conditions, total freedom. Just be the way you are, wherever you are, and explore life. We just need your consent to begin with. Then it's an automatic process, automatic journey of transformation towards happiness and joy. So I think this is how everyone can flow with this. And as you just heard in one of our videos just now, which you played, that when you go through this transformation, you automatically start aligning with nature, and that's where you start caring for nature. That's where you start feeling connected with nature, and then you stop harming. Then you know exactly what to do, what not to do. So transformation will take you towards that state wherein everything around you will be in harmony. So I would again request that please explore this path of transformation.
Thank you so much, Maitreya, Dadashreeji. Jag, you heard everyone on the panel. You heard Dadashreeji. Now you talked about mental well-being, and physical well-being and mental well-being can go hand in hand, right? Give us a sense of when you meet people, how do they discover their need for transformation? Of course, Maitreya, Dadashreeji gave us a very simplistic and deep view that if you're breathing and you're alive, then you possibly are fit for transformation, which to me means that everybody needs to go to a higher consciousness. He talked of harmony and balance. So give us a sense of when you talk to people, how do you need a sense, get a sense that they are ready to transform? Jag, you'll have to unmute yourself.
I feel that, Maitreya, Dadashreeji, all of these comments are vital components for any kind of transformation. So in our line of work, when we meet people who feel that they need a transformation, they look at the aesthetics, the outside. So they may be unfit, they may not look as well as they would like to look, so they don't feel good. But actually it's the opposite. If you don't feel good inside, you're not going to look good outside. It's really that simple. So I would say that a majority of the people that we come across are far too distracted from what's the most important thing that should be to them, which is their health, as I said before. So we see people who are very unfit because of all of the distractions that they have in their life, the media, the news, work, and all these other problems.
Don't blame everything, Jag, on media and news. Media people are also normal people. A lot of them are normal people who have normal aspirations and a normal way of being.
I agree. When I say media, I'm talking about I'm talking social media, because what you'll find is that people tend to post about or spread what they believe, okay? But there's a lot of positivity out there. So media is used, there should be, like, a lot of media out there is used for positive, like we use it. So what I'm trying to say is that if you feel that there is a goal that is important to you, it starts from within. You have to have a goal. And every time you feel distracted, you remind yourself of why you started. So the physical transformation definitely starts from within. And like you rightly say, this is a media channel that we're on right now, spreading positive vibes. And it's a great pleasure to be on here, trying to help change people's lives for the better.
Okay, we have met with Dadashreeji. Before we let him go, let me ask his final word and then bring in Ritu again. Maitreya Dadashreeji, your final word on how does one continue to be on this journey of transformation and not get distracted. Jack talked about distractions, and rightly so. All of us do get distracted. He was being real when he said what he said. How does one stay on this path and not get distracted?
Yeah, it's very simple, Anuragji. When you feel the need of transformation, when you really want to have it, then you automatically get focused towards it. You get serious, to attain that state. Otherwise, it's just going to be an option. Like I may opt out of this, or I may just leave this, or I am not interested. Second in my list or third in my list. If it is first on your list, that let me transform myself. Because if I do not understand myself, how am I going to understand others? If I don't understand my own emotional state, how would I understand others' emotional state? So if you start your journey from this basic, you really make deep impact, not on your inner state, but even for others and society. So you have to get ready towards it and then get focused on it. If you follow yourself every day, so you need self motivation. So I'm someone, I motivate myself all the time, and that's a natural state. But if it is not happening, then you need right people around you. So create good,
role of guru or a master.
Exactly. Exactly.
You and teaches you the right tools. Comes in.
Exactly. So the right association, there you can consider any master or any person that you see as evolved one. Please be with them and start following their path or what you feel is right, and just start exploring life. Because what will happen, because to be very honest, transformation is the need, and that's how everyone is going to move towards it. If you deny this, if you just deny to this transformation, then what's going to happen? Situations are going to be more and more worse, because nature is demanding change and you're not ready to flow with it. You're resisting that change. Problems will increase. That's how the equation is. So what do you want? Do you want to change yourself, transform yourself? Go with it. If not, then wait for some problems to rise and then go through it and experience transformation. So wise idea would be just go for this. With no conditions, no criteria, just explore your life. You have complete freedom to do it.
Okay, thank you, Maitreya Dadashreeji, for getting us on this path of transformation. Let me ask you, Ritu, final word from you. We couldn't hear you earlier. You'll have to turn on your video so that I know you're fully here. One of the gifts that you can give any human being is the gift of presence, doing one thing at a time and being fully in it. Like I'm fully talking to Maitreya Dadashreeji. Ritu, your final word. I did ask you earlier, how does one figure out that there is a need for transformation, and how does one continue on this journey of transformation? Why do you need transformation? You're doing well. Ritu, there's no audio coming from you, and this may be for no reason of yours or anyone. Sometimes these things happen. So clearly, I want to express my gratitude to Maitreya Dadashreeji for leading the path, for showing us the path, for leading from example and giving us this transformational mantra, if I may use it. I'm sure this message of being in harmony with one's own thoughts, doing actions that help oneself and help the environment and the community goes down deeply within each one of us and starts each one of us on a path of transformation, which will not only transform us, it will transform the families that we are part of, transform the communities and the companies that we are part of, and eventually transform our great country and the planet that we inherit. So my gratitude to Maitreya Dadashreeji for leading the conversation, for being the catalyst for transformation. My gratitude to you, Jag, for being here and sharing your thoughts. And yes, looking after one's body is integral. That discipline and that sensitivity then manifests itself in various parts. Thank you, Ritu, for joining us. Thank you to the complete buffering team and the Businessworld team and the complete team from Maitribodh Parivaar, who has behind the scenes put this together and enabled today's conversation. So we wish you luck, and I look forward to more conversations with each one of you so that transformation is a continuous journey and we continue to become the best version of ourselves. Thank you so much. Good evening. God bless you.